Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaskar students, I Dr. Himanshu Patel welcome you for this practical demonstration of SQLite database. In this session, we will learn how to use SQLite database and store value inside database, perform update, delete and retrieve operation on database. So, let us start this demonstration. So friends, here you can see welcome to Android Studio dialog box. I have written one project inside Android Studio to demonstrate SQLite database. So here I am clicking on SQLite DB demo. Android Studio will open that project. First we understand project structure. So here you can see our project structure. There is a one file called main activity which performs activity operations, and this is our layout. So here you can see my layout is very simple. First is a button with caption create database. So when user clicks on this button, the actual database is created, right? Now here you can see text view which write down enter name, and whatever value entered by user for name is captured using edit text. The next label is enter program. Now here I have written a spinner. Now we have already learned how to use list view, right? So spinner is also used to display multiple values from which user can select. So inside this spinner I have display some predefined programs like MCA, MSCIT, BCA, BSCIT and so on. So for that we have used a new control called spinner, and then there is a insert button. When user clicks on insert button, the username and program entered by user is stored into database. To perform update and delete operation, we require ID, right? So we have write down that ID is automatically incremented. To update particular record, you have to specify ID. If you want to perform update, you have to provide new value inside name and program, and then you have to click on this update button. Update will update that value for ID specified by user. When user provides ID and click on delete button, that record with specified ID will be deleted from database. And last is a show all records button, and when user click on this button, all records are displayed inside this text view. You can also display records separate in separate activity with list view. For better viewing, for the sake of simplicity, I display record inside this text view. Now let us understand ID for all these controls. So this is button create DB, this is txt name, the name of program is txtprog, name of this button is btn insert, name of this edit text is txtid, and name of this button is btn update, btn delete and btn list. This is our simple interface which will create database and performs 4 basic operations like insert, update, delete and retrieve from database. So I hope you understand this layout file. Now let us move to coding part, which is main activity.java file. So here you can see main activity.java file. Here you can see I have declared all the required controls like edit text, text view, spinner, button, and this is new. Here I declare SQLite database object, which refers to our physical database, and this is a list of program that we want to display inside spinner. So I have created one string array with all the name of program that I want to display inside spinner, right? And this is array adapter, which actually display these array inside spinner. So like list view, spinner also requires array adapter to display the content. Now inside on create, this is our set on content view. So it displays our layout file that we have just discussed. The name of this is activity underscore main.xml that you can see here. So it displays our activity. These are the references of all the controls inside layout file, right? So we have initialized all the object with corresponding control in layout file. Now here I created adapter using new and array adapter. The type of data is string. So here I write down string. The first argument is context. The second argument is layout. And third argument is array itself. So it displays prog as a simple spinner drop down item inside spinner. So txt prog is the name of spinner, and using set adapter we can set adapter, which actually displays name of program inside spinner like we have done in list view. When user clicks on create database button, we have to implement it set on click listener. So inside on click you have to write down your coding. So here I write down SQLite database is equal to open or create. Name of my database is studentdb. Mode is private, means we want to use only inside this app, and factory cursor is null. If database is created, it means SQLite is not null. When this statement is true, it means database is created. So inside toast we write down database has been created successfully, that you can see on the next line, right? And then we create table inside that database. So for that we write down this query: create table, table name and field name, then data type and constraint, and separated by comma. This syntax we have already discussed in previous video lecture, so no need to discuss right now. And these execute SQL method will actually execute that query and create table called students inside our database student DB. Suppose database is not created for any reason, then we display toast that error in database creation, right? So when user clicks on create button, database is created and one table is also created inside that database. Now when user clicks on insert, what we want to do is we want to insert that data, name of student and program of student inside database. So here I write down open or create database and database name. So now it will not create database, but it will open that database. Since we have already created database, it will open that database. Inside name, string name, I have taken value of edit text, and inside prog I have taken value of spinner. For edit text we have get text method. For spinner we have get selected item method. and it should be converted into string using toString method. Next, we created content value. So these name and program refers actual value. We have put that inside field username using content value dot put method, and inside uproc field we place value entered by user, and then we call insert method of SQLite database to insert that value in this table students. Now remember, these name must be same that we specify in create table. So second argument is null and third argument is actual value we want to insert, which is specified by content value. And then we display toast record inserted successfully. Now after inserting record, we clear the value entered by user. So whatever entered by user in ID and name is entered into database, and then it sets to blank. So this is how we can insert data. Next, we want to update. So again, I open the database. Then I specify ID, name entered by user in ID edit text, name edit text, and program spinner. These three control specifies updated value, and our where clause is we want to update this ID. ID is equal to question mark. Now that ID comes from ID edit text and it is stored inside this ID, right? So here I write down inside where clause ID. So we have specified value to be updated, where clause, and actual value inside where clause, and then inside content value we put updated value of name and program with corresponding field uname and uprogram created inside database table, and then we call update method. So it update these students table with these updated value, content value, using these where clause and these where argument. Query is similar to update students table, set name is equal to new name and program is equal to new program, where ID is equal to ID entered by user in ID edit text. And then we display toast records updated successfully, and we set name and ID to blank. Similarly, inside delete we only need to provide ID, right? So we have open database, then we capture ID from ID edit text, we specify where clause as ID is equal to, and this is the value of ID we want to delete, and then we call delete method of SQLite database to delete students table with ID is equal to given ID. So this is how it works. For example, ID is equal to 1. So if this ID is equal to 1, then my SQL statement is delete from students where ID is equal to 1. And after actually deleting the record, we display toast record deleted successfully, right? And again we set text name and ID to blank. So this is how we can perform delete operation. The next operation is to retrieve all the records from database table. So here I have opened that database, then I declare records, username, user program and ID. So we write down query method to actually query or select value from table. So first argument is table. The second argument specifies column to be retrieved. If it is null, it retrieves all the columns. Then we don't want to filter, so selection is null, and selection is null, that's why selection argument is null. We don't want to group, so group by is null. We don't want to specify condition inside group, so having is null, and we don't want to order particular field, so order by is null. So basically this query method retrieves all the data and all the columns from students table. Now here I write down while method because we don't know how many records are there in database. So this method will check whether the cursor can be moved to next. So at the end of database, it cannot be moved to end. So when table completes, this method returns false and this while loop terminates. But before that, I want to retrieve ID. So ID is first column. So I write down cursor.get integer. Why? Because its type is integer. So I write down cursor.get integer, and this 0 specifies column index. So first column has a 0 index, second column has a 1 index, and third column has a 2 index. So I write down get integer 0. It means I want to retrieve first column value, but its type is integer. So I write down get integer, and I have converted that value into string using string.value of method and store inside ID. But username is string. So I can directly write down cursor.get string, and username is at second column or 1 index. So I write down get string 1, and program is in third column or second index. So I write down cursor.get string 2. So for example, the first ID is 1, first username is Himanshu Patel, and program name is MCA. Then we can say 1 colon Himanshu colon MCA is displayed in records. Using /n, we can place second record in a new line. In second line, it displays 2 colon Nikhil colon MSCIT, for example. Likewise, it fetch all the records and put inside record string, and at the end we close the cursor and display all the records inside display text view, right? Now let us execute these code in real device, right? So here you can see my device is connected. Now I want to run this app inside my mobile. So I am clicking on run app button. It will build and install this app inside my phone. Now it is installing that app inside my mobile. Now it is launching that app. So on screen you can see that our interface is running. Now this is a spinner. So when I click on this, it displays all program name that I defined inside that array using adapter. So this is a spinner control. It is very useful control. So first we need to create database, right? Because we are running these app for the first time. So I am clicking on create database. So it displays database has been created successfully, right? Now I want to enter actual data. So I enter some name and I can select program from here. Now I need not to provide ID while inserting because it is auto incremented. So when I write down insert, right? So it displays message record inserted successfully. Now whether that record is inserted or not, how can we know? So for that we have written show all records, right? So I am clicking on show all records. So here you can see it displays 1 colon Himanshu.npatel colon whatever program I have selected, right? Now I want to add another record. So here I write down name. I can select program from here and insert record using insert button click. So it again displays record inserted successfully. Now suppose now I fetch show all records. It displays 2 records. previous record as well as record that we have just inserted. So now you can see two records are inserted. Now I would like to add one more record. So I am clicking on insert. Now it again displays record inserted successfully, and all record you can retrieve using show all records. We can see that we have successfully inserted 3 records, right? Android Studio provides facility to actually view or inspect your database. So for that, if you don't write down logic for show all record, you can still verify whether records are inserted or not. So for that, you have to go to Android Studio. You have to go to View. Inside View, there is a tool window called Inspection Results. So here you can see inspection result, and here app inspection is there. So when I click on app inspection, it asking for access. So I am allowing access. So here you can see database inspector, right? So you can see my database with name StudentDB is created. Here you can see my table student is created, and it has 3 column: ID, type integer, uname, type text and not null, and which is text and not null. Now suppose I want to open this table, right? So I am double clicking on that. So it will display that records in a window besides it. So here you can see 3 records are there, right? So this is how you can also verify whether actual data is inserted in your database or not. Now here you can see that this is stored inside data directory of your app, and there is a data inside data, then package name, then databases, and then actual database. So how can you retrieve these file from your mobile? Using these path. Data, inside that there is a data, inside that there is a package name, and inside that there is a databases folder, and inside databases you can retrieve StudentDB file, right? So this is how you can verify your data. Now again we go to app. Now I want to update this name, right? So ID is 1. I want to update first ID. Now I want to write down first name only, and I want to change program also, right? So I am selecting different program, and now remember you have to provide all 3 values: name, program and ID. Without ID you cannot perform update. So I am clicking on update. So it says record updated successfully. And when you click on show all records, you can see now it shows updated value. Now here what you can do is you can again double click on student, or you can press this refresh table button. So now you can see that both values are same in physical database as well as value fetch programmatically, right? So this is how we can perform update. Now suppose I want to delete third record, then I need to enter only ID, and when I click on delete, it will delete item 3. So I am clicking on delete. So it displays record deleted successfully, and if you refresh this, right, then you can see that now record number 3 is actually gone. Now can you say what will happen if I insert new record? Now since our ID is auto incremented, it will not use 3 but it will use 4. So I am entering some value, selecting some program, and then clicking on insert. So you can see that value is 4, not 3, because it is every time you insert record, it is auto incremented. That you can verify here also by clicking on refresh. So you can see one record is inserted, but with ID 4. This is how we can perform insert, update and delete operation inside database. We have also learned how to create database. So friends, in this demonstration, we have learned how to create your database, where database is stored on your physical device, how to perform insert, update and delete operation on your database, and we have also learned one new control called spinner, which can be used to display multiple choice to user, from which user can select particular item. So I hope you enjoy this demonstration. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्यायः परः